Appreciate all of you and your testimony, and very, very interesting. I hope we can get to some deep substance on it today. I now recognize the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Knott, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To the witnesses, thank you for coming to testify today. This is sort of a novel topic, but as each of you have stated clearly, this is a very important topic, and development around the blockchain technology, AI technology, it's something that is sort of it's only going to become more prevalent and more dominant in just about every area of our life. And that's true here in America, that's true overseas. I think it's going to be one of those paramount moments that it's going to be sort of formative. Where were you before? Where were you after? And to that end, as a former prosecutor myself, when I was prosecuting, I came on at the very end of the AI-free crime. And I started to see how blockchain and cryptocurrencies and artificial intelligence was infiltrating every area of the criminal world. And to that end, Mr. Redbord, as the use of AI and blockchain technology does become more common and it does become more integrated in every avenue, there's obviously access from domestic actors that are criminal and international actors. There's really no border that's recognized. How does that impact the criminal infrastructure, as it were, when you look at domestic versus international crime in that relationship?
Thank you so much for the question. Yes, I feel like you would uniquely understand this as a former AUSA as well. You know, look, we both prosecuted cases in a world where there were, networks of shell companies and hawalas and high-value art and real estate used to launder funds. But today, as criminal actors are looking to blockchains and cryptocurrencies, we can trace every transaction on an open public ledger, right? There's no more bulk cash smuggling. There's TRM to track and trace the flow of funds. So I think what we see right now is this really interesting convergence between AI crime, as we're going to discuss today, and crypto. And really, primarily, crypto is often the means of value transfer in these different crimes, right? You see these deep fake scams where they are scams trying to get cryptocurrency from investors or users. They are ransomware actors who are supercharging attacks where cryptocurrency is the payment. The significant difference now as we're investigating crimes as prosecutors and law enforcement is that we can trace and track every one of those payments on open public ledgers, which allow us to do financial crime investigation really better than we've ever done it before.
Is there the ability, as you see it, to pinpoint with specificity criminal activity and, I would say more importantly, going back to the trust that we need in law enforcement, pinpointing criminal actors, because it's such a foggy space to many people? Can you pinpoint the actual criminal as opposed to just criminal activity?
It's a great question, and absolutely in many circumstances. What we're doing essentially at TRM is we're taking that raw blockchain data, right, those alphanumeric addresses, those crypto wallets, and we're associating them with real-world entities. Oftentimes it's terrorist financiers, ransomware actors, sanctions, for example, and that allows law enforcement to then take that data and track and trace the flow of funds to build out networks. Cartels are a great example of that today. I'm sorry.
Is there a risk that cartels, terrorist states, could use legitimate constructs on the blockchain that are developed here in the United States for their own benefit, therefore taking advantage of a legitimate structure or a legitimate software that's developed here?
Absolutely. And I think the real challenge for regulators and policymakers is how to ensure that lawful users have access to those types of tools and yet stop bad actors from using them. And to me, the answer is, and the U.S. Treasury Department over the last few years has done a pretty good job on this, target the bad actors, the North Korean cyber criminals, the ransomware actors, the scammers, as opposed to necessarily the lawful services that they're using.
And is there a risk if we are too zealous in the prosecution? As a prosecutor, I'm all for strong law enforcement, but if we are too aggressive on the front end as this technology is developing, could we stifle domestic innovation here at home if we are too aggressive in prosecuting?
Absolutely. It is critical that we continue to focus on the bad actors in the space, which will allow the lawful ecosystem to grow, as opposed to the lawful services that are being used by bad actors. So absolutely, and really the key to all of this is to stop bad actors from leveraging the technology to allow this industry and this technology to grow.
And then briefly, what can we do in Congress to ensure that law enforcement has the resources to target the bad actors with specificity?
That's exactly right. I mean, today, What we really have across the US government is a cadre of law enforcement agents that are really true experts, power users of blockchain intelligence tools. What we really need is that cadre to grow significantly. As bad actors are leveraging AI, as they're leveraging blockchain technology, every federal agent should have access to tools and the training necessary to sort of meet this new moment from a technology perspective.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you.
Other members, I ran out of time. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you.